Thank you very much. So we'll move on to the next item on the agenda, or the order of events, which is the guest lecture. The guest lecture, the title of the lecture is Legal Education, Legal Profession, and the Legal Landscape. The guest speaker is Mrs. Ejema Stella Ogbonna, and she has just arrived. So I will just read Mrs. Ogbonna's citation. So I will read Mrs. Ogbonna's citation as she delivers her lecture. You are welcome, Mrs. Ogbonna. Mrs. Ejema Stella Ogbonna, an astute lawyer, was born in Nigeria many years ago. She obtained her LLB degree from the prestigious University of Jos in Plateau State. She then proceeded to the Nigerian Law School, Abuja, where she obtained her BL, Barrister at Law, thereby becoming a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. She is an associate of the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators. She is also a very active member of the Nigerian Bar Association, where she has held various positions at different times. For example, she was the secretary, NBA, Nigerian Bar Association in GBADE High Court Civil Procedure Rules Committee in 2013. She was an assistant secretary of the Nigerian Bar Association in GBADE. She also served as the treasurer of the same association, and she is a member of the Human Rights Committee of the Nigerian Bar Association, GBADE. She is also an active member of the Living Faith Church International, and she has held various posts in the church. She is the Chief Executive Officer and Principal Partner of Hour of God Chambers in GBADE, and has handled many cases in the Superior Courts in Nigeria. But one of my own personal experiences with the guest speaker was about 10 years ago. I was in court, in the High Court, and this accused person was brought to the court. The person was charged with a capital offense. And the law is that anyone charged with a capital offense must compulsorily be represented by a lawyer. But this accused person was too poor. He couldn't afford a lawyer. So what the courts normally do is they assign such cases to any lawyer that they feel will be competent enough to handle the case. So when the case was called and when the accused was arraigned and the charge was read to the accused, the judge was compelled to assign his case to a lawyer. Mrs. Ogbonna was not in court, but the judge delivered a ruling and assigned the defense of that accused person to Mrs. Ogbonna, even though she was not even there. So this shows the level of confidence that the judges have in her, that if they assign the case of that man to Mrs. Ogbonna, she will give him the very best defense possible, regardless of not paying, because it's a pro bono case. So she has handled a lot of pro bono cases. Pro bono cases means cases that lawyer handle free of charge. Our hobbies include reading, reasoning, and evaluation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our honored guests, please let us welcome Mrs. Stella Ogbonna to deliver the guest lecture.
Good afternoon, everybody. Our parents, our graduating students, our friends, and well-wishers that are here today, we appreciate you. And to our parents, we say, your labor will not be in vain. We are here to share experience, and the topic that we are to examine is legal education, legal profession, and the legal landscape in Nigeria, myths and reality. The soft copy will be made available to the students. Now, when we talk about legal education is everything we study, everything we learn as regards law. The one you do in school as maybe diploma students, as undergraduates, the one we do as baristas after call. You need to update yourself. You go for legal education. That one, we call it continuing legal education. That one is for update. But one thing is of note, there can never be legal profession without legal education. You need legal education. Legal education also is taken by other people. Like in this school now, you will see people in sociology, people in accountancy, maybe political scientists. You see them taking some courses to have basic understanding of law, maybe business law, law of contract, and some other things like that. It's also part of legal education. But the only difference is that their own legal education stops at that level, just for them to know how to do some things as regards to law. But when we now talk about, we have types anyway. The one you do and you have your basic certificate, that is your diploma in law or your LLB. You have the secondary degrees, you have your master's and your doctoral degrees. I don't know what obtains now or what obtains in this university. During our time in Unijos, when we were still there, we had lecturers then who were not barristers. Two of them eventually went to law school and did poorly, more than even the students they were teaching. Because you know it had been long, they graduated. And both of them came from abroad and got employed in the university. What I'm trying to say is that you can have legal education, but you are not a professional. You have seminars, trainings that you do to update yourself, particularly after call. You have specialized certificates. For example, I'm aspiring to become a fellow of Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators. It's a special field. For now, I am an associate. So you can have legal education in any aspect of choice so that you be better. You have continuing legal education, as I said. You have this MBA conference. It's done annually for the lawyers. We converge in one state of the Federation, August every year. But this year it was not done in August for special reasons. If we attend that conference, we have so many courses that will be taught to update us in happenings in our choice field, which is law. Then when we talk about legal profession, that is where professionalism comes in. to have law as a profession in Nigeria, you have to obtain your BL. That is to say, when you are in the university, you have your LLB, but the mistake made in Nigeria is that the people who have graduated from the universities, who have not gone to law school, you still see people calling them barista, barista. They are not baristas, though. It's only the professionals, people who have been given that qualification of barrister at law, that are qualified in Nigeria to profess the profession. Remember, I said earlier that it's the legal education you have that will qualify you to profess law. Now, BL is an expert certificate that will make you to begin to shine forth in the area of law. You may not really be an expert to that extent at point of call, but you know, as you grow in it, you begin to fine-tune yourself and you learn from colleagues, from experiences. If you've handled a matter and you misbehave in some areas, you are going to use those loopholes, if you want to be sincere with yourself, to advise yourself next time when you have a similar matter. When I talk about matter here, I mean case. The barristers call cases matters. Those are matters that matter to us. So as I said earlier, in the legal practice, which is legal profession in Nigeria, only lawyers who are qualified as barristers and solicitors of Supreme Court, as stated under Section 2 Sub-1 Legal Practitioners Act, can do so. That's why immediately you are called to that honorable position as a barrister. You, that same minute, march to Supreme Court to enroll. Because if your name is not there, you know, at a punch now, everybody will know whether you are a lawyer or not. That's why some fake lawyers are being arrested. So that is what qualifies one to practice as a legal practitioner in Nigeria. And legal profession in Nigeria is regulated by what we call RPC in short. RPC means Rules of Professional Conduct, and it is made by the General Counsel of the Bar. RPC also, it regulates areas of practice. If you are practicing as a lawyer, as a legal practitioner, you don't do things anyhow. There are things that are expected of you as a lawyer that you should do. If you fail to do those things, everybody that has been affected has the right to petition against you, and the person will be dealt with according to the provisions of Rules of Professional Conduct. So our graduating students, you should take note that yes, it's good you are to be professed into the legal profession, but there are also things that are required for you to do. You cannot just get to the market square and you feel provoked and you begin to fight there. You move food. I will show you today. It is not required. It is act incompatible with the status of a legal practitioner. Then, it also regulates lawyers' relationship with colleagues. Recently, 2 lady lawyers fought in Lagos over a case. They've been arraigned. They are being tried now because they failed to manage their relationship. Also, in the northern part of Nigeria, this same year, 2 lawyers exchanged, male lawyers exchanged fist blow. Yes, their matter is before the disciplinary committee right now as we speak. So if you treasure the profession you are coming into, because you have done the level you are now, our students, is the level of legal education. You decide what to do next. And what I know most of you will do next is to become experts. And for you to become experts, proceeding to Nigerian law school, it means that you should know that you begin to fine-tune your emotions. Sometimes, a judge will also talk to you rashly. You have to develop your shock absorber. If you go to law school, you see technocrime. Technocrime, those are the security men they use. You may be a child of the high and mighty. Technocrime will push you to the level that you will do something, if you don't take care, that will make them to send you home. So you advise yourself very, very well before you leave here to law school, that I've been determined that I'll be called, I'll become an expert in this field. Whatever you are doing, you are on your own. I will not go back home. So you have to develop your emotional intelligence. Then we have lawyers-clients relationship. You see, apart from very exceptional circumstances, you don't go to clients' houses to take briefs. Your clients have to come to your office. In my almost 20 years of practice now, I've only gone to the home of a very sick person because we were anticipating death to take instruction on wills. They have to come to your office. There was a time one of our colleagues was alleged for stealing jewelries of a client. It was becoming messy that he had to cover 200,000 to settle the case because he went to the client's house. He did not do it, but the client is a professional petition writer that is ready to drag anybody down. But because he had already made a mistake by going to that place, we all had to rally around to see that that case was resolved. Then, lawyer-client relationship. You should be able to listen to your clients, but don't let them push you into things that will ruin your career. Lawyer-client relationship. Don't be that legal practitioner that landlord's rent will be paid to, and the money will enter voicemail. Your own percentage is what you are entitled to. Our graduating students make it a habit when you start practicing that the landlord's rent should be paid to the landlord's account to avoid temptation. It is very important. Then, rules of professional conduct also regulate how lawyers do their business. You don't advertise. But we are watching to know whether the era of internet will change things. You don't advertise. But we know that those things with time will change. We don't come to the radio house or television media house to say, I am the best legal practitioner in Ogun State. If you come to my office, I will give you 10% bonus and all those things. Lawyers are not allowed to do that. So bear it in mind as you enter the legal profession. Charging of fees. In charging of fees, make sure you charge well. The rules of professional conduct regulates that as well. But then make it a habit that when you are taking instruction, and you agree on a fee, you write it down for your client to sign. Now, the legal landscape in Nigeria. What is legal landscape? It is the scenery. What happens all over Nigeria concerning the legal profession? Changes, shifts, and it must happen, whether we like it or not, as things are changing. For example, we had during COVID-19, courts in Nigeria started sitting on Zoom, that's visual sitting. We never envisaged that before. We are now in the era of electronic law reporting. Lawyers do not go to court again with volumes of law reports. Just a punch and whatever you need will pop up. To make law practice in Nigeria more attractive, we need to alter the existing legal framework. Then we come to myths. Myths are beliefs that are not real. But we see it happening in the legal profession. We have one, turn wig and gown. Some lawyers will want to wear turn wig and gown. You know, that wig wear in high court, and they believe that it accords respect to lawyers. Some also believe that all lawyers are liars. Some believe that lawyers are buried face down when they die. It's not true. I've seen, when my late principal died, I was there. I felt it all. Lawyers are not buried face down. Some people also, because we wear black and white, when they see us, like on Saturday now, I told you, we are going to wear it and get robed. Some people will see us like that, they will say they are all courtists. Can you see how they are appearing in black? It's not true. Then some people also believe that lawyer to lawyer marriage does not last, that they will be quoting law, the roof will be torn down. It's not true. My prof here, his wife is a lawyer. My husband is a lawyer. And we have so many other colleagues like that who are still living fine. So it's a myth, it's not real. Some believe that all lawyers are courtists. It's not true. Then some also believe that female lawyers do not do well in practice. I am a female lawyer, and by God's grace, God is helping me. And some other people believe that male lawyers do not do well in handling sexual offenses. It's not true. Yes, I've had instances where people will say, it's a female lawyer that I want. No. Male lawyers also do well, because they'll have to gather their facts, the facts of the case and work on it. Then some other people believe that lawyers are untouchable. They can do whatever they like. It's not true. I've told you earlier. If a lawyer goes contrary to what he is supposed to do, and he commits an offense in the course of discharging his duty, or he embezzles a landlord money, the landlord has right to petition him for him to be called to order. So these examples above do not change the laws in operation in our legal system in Nigeria. Rather, they hinder the actualization of purpose of the law. For a legal system like ours to lubricate freely with laws in place and necessary changes, with necessary changes that will come with it, we should do away with our belief on things that are not real, which are myths. Then the reality. Some of the realities of law profession are: parents, don't be too expectant that when your child is called to bar, money will start flowing. Law practice becomes beautiful and lucrative with age. Have that in mind. It becomes beautiful and lucrative with age. You don't expect a new week, as we call them. That's what they are called, to bar newly. Apart from very few, those are the ones that make it within that short time. You don't expect them to be bringing money. They have to undergo what we call pupillage to acquire experience. Juniors are now impatient to undergo pupillage. What we see is that in Ijebu, you see them under the cashew tree. They will not want to learn again. They will say, I will be making my mistakes as I practice and I'll correct it. They don't want to, and they are lazy to research. Then another reality is that principals of today do not pay well anymore. Parents, you know what you have sunk in training these ones. You also know what you are going to also sink in for them to become experts, to be called to become baristas at law. But you'll be in an office where you see money really coming in, and your principal will begin to offer you 10,000. That is the reality on ground. Be spiritual and listen to your inner man concerning any case you handle. Be spiritual and listen to your inner man concerning any case you handle. Law profession is a spiritual course, whether we like it or not. Yes, we believe that nothing will happen, but God has ways of speaking to us. Whether you are a Muslim or a Christian or a traditionalist, there are some signs you may have concerning some cases. You know you are not supposed to handle those cases, and you excuse yourself. Consult seniors and colleagues, because no man is an island. Even on your feet in court, while you are arguing your cases, you may not know what to do. Consult. Or before you go to court, you are preparing for a case, consult colleagues, consult seniors. That will make your work to come out beautiful. Every lawyer today, the reality on ground now is that you must become computer literate. Because law reporting now is electronic. So how do you do it? At least, if you don't know how to operate your computer, know how to operate your Android phones. Law practice is a business, just like any other business. So for you to do well in it, you have to be sociable and approachable to market yourself. Because law practice is more of a referral profession. Also, you have to be thorough and sincere as possible in doing your work. Some lawyers do not want to be thorough, but they want the money. There's an instance, or there was a case where a colleague of ours collected money for drafting tenancy agreement for 2 years. He did not do that till the tenancy expired. So when the people threatened they were going to report him, they were going to petition, to the disciplinary committee. I took it upon myself. I sent for him. When he came to my office, I expected him to be sober, but he told me, he said, Shebi, I've been calling them since then, directing them to do this and that. Hey, it's part of the money now. I was the one that pleaded to those people, please don't go further. So be thorough and do your work diligently. Dress decently as a lawyer. Our graduating students, when you find yourself in court, don't wear red shirts to court, even if you are in the inferior courts. Don't wear red ties. It is not part of your dressing. Your appearance in court is not fashion parade. It's for business, law business. Then women, don't fly your long wig. You want to come and do show in court. No. My husband will always tell me that law profession is a profession for the noble people, and you have to be sober. Myself as a person, you can see the way I folded my hair. I have a very long hair, naturally. But I can never fly my hair to court. There was a time I saw a junior, actually she came with her principal to court, but her principal is a man. And you know there's a level to which they could go. So I called her, she was flying her wig. I said, why? Why are you dressed like this? Look for something and tie up your hair. She was just looking at, I told her, this person you are looking at now, I have very long hair. That I don't fly my hair to court. That day was bar meeting. When she saw me in the bar meeting with my hair rolled down, she was just looking at me all through the meeting. Because she was, or she's still a new wig. So, our graduating students bear it in mind. Some lawyers, the reality of today is that some lawyers engage in sharp practices. Don't do things that will make you derobed. Lawyers' practice is by seniority, not by material acquisition. No matter what you have acquired, if you see your seniors, respect them. It's God that has placed them there. What we see today is that you see juniors coming to court, they will go and take the front row. For what? One even said, you are a lawyer, I'm a lawyer, so So, it is not done. Chief Odupeson, as he then was, now Justice Odupeson, would come and he would sit at the back row. If people like us should get to court and see Chief there, we will not sit, we will just go to him and start begging, Chief, go to the front. Chief, go to the front. And most times, Chief will not want to. You know, Chief is just himself. Will carry his books to the front. Unless Chief insists that he's not going to the front, that means that by implication he has permitted that we should sit in front. But what do we see today? They will just come there, openly, they will go to the front to sit. It's wrong. It's not part of ethics. Respect the seniors. Mrs. Ayoleye, she's one of your lecturers here. She's my mentor. She's my senior. When I was serving in Odogolu, she sowed seed that she didn't know. That's why anywhere I see her today, I must go to her, kneel down and kiss her. Because she was encouraging me. Don't worry, this one, that one. I thank God for her life. So, in conclusion, legal education does not end for those in legal profession if they want to stand out. So you keep acquiring legal education continuously till the end of life. Thank you very much.
Please, another round of applause. I think you should give her a standing ovation. Thank you very much for a fantastic lecture. I observed that the hall was very quiet. Everybody was held spellbound. That's very good. Thank you, Mrs. Ogbonna. Some time ago, I announced that we had the Committee of Deans here, as well as the Royal Father. Presently, the university management is actually here. The management of this university is in this hall present. With us, we have a former dean of this faculty, a professor of law of international repute, a certified Jerusalem pilgrimage, and presently the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration of this university, Professor Charles Olufemi Adekoya. You are very welcome, sir. Also on the high table, we have somebody who is the engine room of this university. He is the one who makes the wheels of the university turn smoothly. He is the chief administrator of this university. So we have with us the handsome, charismatic, amiable registrar of this great university, Mr. Femi Oguwomoju. You are welcome, sir. So without much ado, I would like to invite Professor C.O. Adekoya to deliver the chairman's address. A round of applause, please.
The principal officers that are present, the Dean of Law, HODs here present, distinguished professors here present, the DR, staff here present, faculty staff, our royal fathers here present, the guest lecturer, distinguished parents, and great graduates. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor G.O. OLATUNDE, to welcome you to this valedictory session in honor of the 2020-2021 graduating students of this great Faculty of Law. I'm very happy to be here because I'm the immediate past dean of this great faculty. I'm also happy to say that indeed our faculty is one of the best law faculties in Nigeria, no doubt. I want to congratulate the graduates of today because I know that they are starting another journey today. Our Vice-Chancellor is on leave and is unable to be here today. That is why I'm representing the Vice-Chancellor. Our Vice-Chancellor has given this faculty the greatest support ever. I need to tell you, and I'm sure the graduates know, that we have a brand new moot court there. That new court is a moot court that can rival any modern high court in Nigeria. Not only that, the Vice-Chancellor ensure that we have that new moot court. And you can see the furniture there, brand new and world class. The building that housed the moot court and the law clinic, the university assisted us to renovate that building. And then you can see the ongoing new faculty building. The university Vice-Chancellor, Professor OLATUNJI, said to himself, when that third fund grant came, he said, Faculty of Law is the person I'm going to give this new building. I was just here that day. He just called me, Dean, where are you? I said, I'm in the health center. Yeah, come right now. I was wondering, what happened? So, he called me again. I was already on the staircase. He called me, Dean, where are you? I said, I'm in the building, sir. I went to his office. When I got there, I met some people. He said, this is our dean. This is one of the most performing deans in this faculty. I was wondering, what is the issue? He now said, we have a third fund grant of so million. That time it was 370 million. And he said, I've decided I'm going to give it to your faculty. So you can see the wonderful faculty building going on. It's going to house the new dean's office, and then professors are going to have conference room, and then for the very first time, we are going to have a lecture theater there. Because where we are having this valedictory service is not a lecture theater, it's a lecture hall. What we are going to have, you know, the kind of seat you have in the stadium, with third seats, you know, with the rows. That is what we are going to have here. Because I insisted that we must have that. They said they want to remove it. I said, you can't remove it. Because the Vice-Chancellor told me, Dean, go and sit with them and tell them what you want. So I gave the certification. And then when you want to enter the lecture theater, the lecturer will not come by this way. It will come from behind. It will not pass through the students. So we have a very wonderful building. By the grace of God, by next year, the building will be ready for commissioning. I want to congratulate the graduates once again because it's not easy from 100 or 200 level as a direct entry student, you know, to now finish your program. Some will have carryover, some without carryover. If you have a carryover, that does not mean that you are not brilliant. So many factors could be responsible. I want to congratulate you today because there are some people that are even more brilliant than you. They don't even have the opportunity to read law. And then, you know, as it is now, the admission of the university in the last 4 years has become tighter. In fact, without exaggerating, some of you may not have the opportunity to enter Faculty of Law if you have entered maybe 4 years ago. That is the truth. Because the admission is so tight now that even, you know, children of university staff may not even be able to enter this law. So I want to congratulate the parents for all the money that you have spent on them, for all the sacrifices, for the denial, to ensure that these ones they graduate today. And I pray that God will replenish your pockets. God will grant you the grace to eat the fruits of your labor over there. I want to thank the inaugural lecturer of today. The guest lecturer of today. We just had an inaugural lecture this week. You know, I'm the chairman of that committee, so sorry. This is the best guest lecture you can have for valedictory service so far. Distinguished guest lecturer, I congratulate you once again. Because she touched every area imaginable. And she spoke truth to our graduates. I was just telling a colleague, and I said, when she was talking about flying here, I was telling my colleague, I said, look at her hair, moderate. And immediately she talked about it too. I said, you see, I remember when I was heading the law clinic, and I took some law clinicians to the Attorney General. That was Mrs. Akeredolu, Abimbola Akeredolu, now SCN. Then, as the Commissioner for Justice, when we went to go that day, we were setting out from the mini campus. When I got there, I saw the student, I said, you can't go with us because of your dressing and because of this you're here. You do it as if you are going to attend a party. Other students started begging me. Of course, you know me when it comes to dressing and rules. No. So they started begging. And I said, okay, she has sacrificed everything to go to this trip. I said, okay. We went. Lo and behold, when the Honorable Attorney General asked us to come inside, and we sat down, she started talking. She picked on that lady. She was lambasting her. That, look, you are a law student. How can you come with this kind of hairdo? Then I looked into the face of other students. You see, the truth is always the truth. In law, there is no flamboyancy. That is the truth. And then you have to be honest. Not two ways to it. You have to be honest. It's not that because you see clients' money, you go and sit on it. There are a lot of cases that were taken at a disciplinary committee. For some cases, you can never believe it that lawyers can do such things. It's very shameful. But I know and I'm confident that graduates of this faculty will never do such things. Because we properly train them to the glory of God. And I know they will never indulge in sharp practices. I remember, Dinsa, when I was the dean, and that week we were going to have the special election, special Senate to elect the deputy Vice-Chancellors. And that week I was very, very rich. And I told a senior, I said, okay, look, I'm very rich, oh. If you don't send me money, I will not come this week. Oh. I was the dean, oh. And thank God, as at that time, somebody is here in this hall. I have the faculty money with me, about over 200,000 naira. Over 200,000. All I need to do is just to tell the lady that, madam, please transfer so amount of money to my account. She dare not ask me what I want to do with the money. Because she is a staff in the dean's office. Then you see, I did not touch that money. You will touch it. Will you touch it? They resemble me, they can't touch it. And sincerely, dear parents, you are very lucky to have sent your children to this faculty. So, that my Oga sent money to me. You can imagine. It's discipline, sir. It's discipline. And that is what the guest lecturer, that's why I fell in love with that lecturer. Because she touched virtually every area. And she spoke truth to you. Dressing, love of money, sharp practices, respect. You see the way I respect my colleagues here. I respect them a lot. Our learned brother here, Adekite, former dean of the faculty. Anywhere I see him, I always give him maximum respect. Even when it was not convenient, I have to respect. That's why the lecture today is very, very wonderful. And then I remember when I was also the vice chairman of ASU for 4 years in this university. When we served the first term of 2 years, they want to consider whether we could go for the second term of 2 years. They asked us to leave. People would discuss. And to the glory of God, they attested to my character. And when I became professor, and I finished my term as the vice chairman for 2 years, they did a kind of a party for me at the secretariat, and people said different things about me. I was very elated. But let me tell you something, it's not easy. Sometimes we see something that you see is opportunity, you will grab it. It might be one thing that will lead you to problem. I also remember CSO, you remember, just about 2 weeks ago, somebody hit my official vehicle. So the Vice-Chancellor insisted that he had to repair it. So the Mandelas charged 120,000 naira, but they paid 30,000. Eventually, they could not pay the balance, so we have to detain their vehicle. So when they called me, they told me that the money is ready, the 90,000 at the police station. Sincerely speaking, CSO, if I collect the money and because the university has paid for the money, you won't know, the university won't know. You see, this is honesty. And I called the CSO, I said, look, they told me the money is ready, and we went there. When they gave me the money, I handed over to the CSO. When we were to leave, the CSO told, I said, no, keep the money. When we get to the university, immediately the following day, for that day, I said, go and pay it over. They said they have closed the bank. The following day, they paid it over into the accounts of the university. So please, I want to beg you, don't let the love of money destroy, your career. Please, I'm begging you. And I also want to say that, dear parents, you must appreciate our colleagues here. These are our colleagues, they are trying. I must say that if I have the opportunity, I will give them brand new car each. Because you can attest. Yes. You can attest. Yes. They are trying. And that is why you see the students, they are graduating today. And I can tell you confidently that anywhere they go, they can compete with their peers, wherever they come from. I'm sure you remember that Lola Awotula. You know, today is his birthday. I've sent him a congratulatory message this morning. We have chatted this morning. He made the first class here. He made the first class in the law school. He also won a Mastercard scholarship. He's now in Republic of Ireland. He has finished his first semester. So you can know I'm following. I pray that God will continue to bless our colleagues, bless their family, because they sow their blood. And each time I think about them, I pray for them. God will also bless their own children. What can we do again? We should enjoy. We should begin to enjoy. So it's not a time we should just begin to enjoy, because the inaugural lecturer the guest lecturer has said everything. And I'm sure the dean will have told you some of the things that the guest lecturer said. So please, dear graduates, don't depart from this. Don't depart from all they have told you. Some of you, when you finish from here, you see your lecturer, you will dodge. That is not good. I remember I saw Dr. Fashina, he taught us in logic. He usually comes from University of Ife then, now Obafemi University, to teach us logic. The day I saw him, I went to, he could not even recognize me. How many students has he taught in this country? Great lawyers, he has taught them logic. He's a philosopher. I took his bag, I prostrated for him, I collected his bag. He's a Marxist. He doesn't have a car. So I followed him to the bus park. When he has sat, then I gave him his bag and I paid. I paid for the ticket fare. I was going to Ife that day. It's not that he doesn't have the money. It's just courtesy. When he went to Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, he was the one that started the philosophy department, and he was retiring. Because he was on contract there. They contributed money, I think 25 million or more than that. They gave it to him to appreciate him. He gave it back to the department. Former ASU president, you know him. So please, don't let us fall into error. Of course, some of you, you're dressing, you know. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. God will continue to bless you and your family. In fact, I love this lecture. If I have missed this lecture today, I would have missed a lot. Sincerely speaking. So I pray that you will do well in life. Amen. Some of you will come back to this faculty to even be the dean later. You don't want to be dean? You should be dean now. Because you see, if I was not dean, I cannot be deputy vice-chancellor today. Sure you know. You'll be judges. You know, you will attain greater heights, even greater than us. In the mighty name of Jesus. On behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, I want to congratulate you, congratulate the parents, congratulate the faculty, and I pray that good things will not cease in our lives. Amen. Tomorrow is our end of the year party, and I have official assignment tomorrow, sir. But I will try to make it because I love merriment too. So please, dear parents, let us start to marry. God will be with all of you. So I wish you a happy Christmas in advance and a wonderful New Year in advance. Thank you and God bless you.
Motion card is still there. Thank you very much, sir. So the GBC has spoken. He has rolled everything in one. He spoke as a professor of law. He spoke as a father. He spoke as a certified Jerusalem pilgrimage. He spoke as a university administrator. Thank you very much, sir. So we also have some people who just came to the hall during the speech. We have a woman who is regarded as one of the mothers in the faculty. She's an expert in Nigerian legal system and women and the law. Her initials are M-O-J. Thank you. Yes, I've also seen another special lecturer in the faculty. His name is akin to the precursor of the Send Down the Range film. He's an expert in Nigerian legal system as well as administrative law. He is the charming Mr. Toyin Majakojumi. We have a very secure environment in this university. Many years ago, there were problems of cultism, crime, and all sorts. But in recent times, this university campus has been one of the most secure, in fact, it is the most secure campus in the entire federation. And this is due to the good work of the Chief Security Officer of the university, who is here with us, Mr. Rashid Adekunle. We're happy to have you here. Thank you, sir. We also have a former faculty officer of this faculty. She was here as a faculty officer for so long that at a point in time, people even thought that she's a lawyer and that one way or the other she's going to get a law degree, whether honorary or otherwise, because she administered the faculty so well for such a long time. Mrs. F.O. Olayenka. You are welcome, ma'am. Honorable GANIYU, you are recognized, sir. Thank you very much for coming. And we also have a very important member of the faculty. She's always working behind the scenes. You can hardly see her, but she is very important to the administration of the faculty. Mrs. Mosumola Olayenka Braimo. Thank you, thank you, So, this is the valedictory session, and now we have come. Yes, this is the valedictory session, and this is the 8th session we're having in this faculty. Since the inception of this kind of sessions, somebody has been the brain behind everything you are seeing. All the arrangement, all the organization is the conceptualization of somebody in the faculty. That person is also a mother. She's a very versatile lecturer. She's an expert in land law. She's an expert in human rights. She's an expert in equity. She's an expert in law conveyancing. Mrs. OLABISI. Okay, so the next item on the order of events is determining the class valedictorian. I would like to hand over the microphone to Mrs. A.K.A. Kolawole to handle that.
All protocols to be observed. I want to say a very nice afternoon to everyone present. I will start from the high table. If we have said all protocol observed, I want to read the royal greetings to our father of the day and mother of the day. I want to thank all the principal officers who have made the education. I also want to thank the so proud parents. We are so proud of them. Today is the 8th valedictory session. Regardless of what the MC has said, this is Almighty God who has been conceiving it and He has been making it possible. And so today we stand proud, really, that we are going to get out or to send forth our 8 sets of graduates. Not that that's the beginning of this university or this faculty, no. But when we started on a low key. Nobody would have thought to get to a situation where we start fighting for space this fall. Nobody would have thought we would have gone to OGDO last year. We would have used the OGDO this year to work for a particular student location. I'm sure my students understand that, and they understand very well. The item that I'm supposed to take is what we call choosing the 2021 class valedictorian. It's a very sensitive one. And definitely, we know that anticipations are high. Why do we need to choose the class valedictorian? We have realized times without number that being the best student might not necessarily be that we know the best way to construct messages and so on and so forth. So what we do is to gather the first 6 students according to their results. And this year, we gathered 6, the best 6, and I will respectfully call them out. Respectfully, because they are almost my colleagues now. So when I read their reports, I will say, respectfully, my learned friend. So, respectfully, Achiever Ibitoye Odrayo. Just look at her. Ushers, please do your work. Don't just stand there. They need to be at the center. Ibitoye Odrayo has a CGPA of 4.55. That is a first class. And the only one from this side. So you start more ovation for that. More ovation. The next person is Achiever Yusuf Rocky Atiba. We also call Atiba Oyesoya. Atiba Yusuf has 4.47. That's less than 40. Atiba Oyesoya has 4.44. The fourth person is Atiba Oyeneye. With a CGPA of 4.41, and the next person Atiba Bakare Kaira. Atiba GBADE has a CGPA of 4.27, while Atiba GBADE has a CGPA of 4.26. So these 6 Atibas were sent messages to deliver their proposed valedictory speeches. They all responded, and as usual, we send them out to judges. We have 8 judges this year, and they were supposed to rate the speeches in accordance with the importance of messages contained therein. 1. Then the construction, that is the grammar, the mode of delivery is English language. And we know our students are supposed to be masters in that particular language because it's a tool of trade. And so we actually rate them so high in respect of that. So the ratings came back. And what do we have? We numbered their speeches 1 to 6 in accordance with the time they come in, not in accordance with their position as you are seeing them. In accordance with the time the speeches come in. And so we have speech number 1, speech number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If nobody will know belongs to any of this because we're supposed to be blind reviewed. Nobody should know who wrote which speech. And so the judges returned their ratings. And when we calculated, we discovered that speech number 1 has 23 points. A round of applause. You don't know who has it? Yes? A round of applause still. Speech number 2, 23 points. Speech number 3, 24 points. Speech number 4, 32 points. Then we have speech number 5, 37 points. Speech number 6, 28 points. So we see that there is no time. It's so clear. So the thing to ask now is, who wrote speech what? Speech what? We scored what mark? Wow. A round of applause for yourself. Mommies and daddies, gentlemen, speech number 1 was written by Oyeneye Jedediah. Speech number 2 was written by Sholuade Oluwasegun. Speech number 3 was written by Yusuf Rokibat Alena Moda. Speech number 4 was written by Bakari Kaira. 5 and 6. So who wrote 6? Who wrote 6? You don't know? Okay. Speech number 6 was written by Oyesoya Ziba. Speech number 5-1. Speech number 5-1, and that was written by Ukoye. By the time we drop 10 valedictory session, we'll be inviting some of my judges to join us because they've been doing a very wonderful work for us. Last year, it was one of the best in the class that got the valedictory, or the class valedictorian. But fortunately, we're proven right. You know, just some people might say, what happened? We're proven right because there was another competition where the best 4 in that class were also asked to present speeches. And this same person was the class valedictorian last year, also emerged the best, even among all others. So that's why we must celebrate our judges next year. I know one of them is there. Oh no, 2 of them are here. They've been doing wonderful work for us. So, as always, we thank you. All right.
Good afternoon, the Honorable and esteemed Vice-Chancellor of OOU, the Deputy Vice-Chancellors, Academic and Administration, the Registrar, the University Librarian and Bursar, the indefatigable Dean of the Faculty of Law, Provost and Deans present, distinguished heads of department herein present, distinguished professors present, distinguished members of staff of the Faculty of Law, distinguished members of staff of the university, our loving and beloved parents, fellow legal achievers, friends, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, great OUIs, the journey to the beginning. Every journey has a story. Behind every pace, behind every stride that led to the destination is an accompanying decision to start the walk. Every journey begins with the courage to take a leap of faith. Legal achievers, this is our story. How it began with no uniform plot. And that is what makes our journeys different. The uniqueness of each character's story, setting the pace, inking the pages, chapter by chapter, for a perfect novel, The Journey of Class Achievers 2021. Class Achievers, every one of us seated here today has made this journey special. If it were a book, we filled the plots with highs and lows, laughter and tears, group chat arguments and jokes. It is the biggest honor of my life to have the opportunity to tell our story as the class valedictorian. Legal Achievers, the decision to take the walk to the route of LLB degree possessed no uniform plot. For some of us, studying law was the satisfaction of a lifelong dream, even before we knew who a lawyer really is and what he really does. And that includes reading a lot of books with pages that don't seem to have an end. We wanted to be lawyers. For some of us, it was the sacrifice of an undying passion and dream for the smile and fulfillment of our parents' desires. For some of us, like myself, it was a let's see how it goes decision. Class of 2021, whatever was the motivation behind the decision to take the walk in the beginning, this is our story. October 2016 began with the bustling excitement and pride in our consistently monochromatic appearance and the ever-resounding accolades of the law, from school gate to motion ground. It was the closest thing to pride we had ever experienced. Our 100 level started with the intimidating appearance of our legal methods lecturer, who time revealed to be kind and supportive. Oh, good old days when we thought G101 was the too hot to handle of the Faculty of Law. The long walks across faculties, borrowing courses for reasons we didn't seem to understand. Satisfying our eagerness for the full indoctrination into the Faculty of Law was our timely introduction to Sage's Law of Contract, which somehow had unnecessarily unending pages. Our second and third year involved writing many letters to Mr. Oshinobi, explaining why we couldn't answer questions in NLS, Nigerian legal system, and criminal law respectively. What about the running and hiding from our father, Professor C.O. Adekoya? Hoping to camouflage our contraband amidst our compliance colleagues, but to no avail. His eyes must be an original contraband detector. We innocently exalted contract law, not knowing that he had an elder brother called commercial law. We exalted commercial law, not knowing that he has a father called law of evidence. When we finally gave evidence its due respect, we discovered that company law and jurisprudence are the family patriarchs. Legal Achievers, imagine the epiphany when we realize that theories of law in legal methods are different from theories of law in jurisprudence. To have assumed such a fallacy was an unwarrantably iconoclastic pontification. As our dear friend, Professor Kunsho Adaramola would put it, jurisprudence was indeed a very familiar stranger. Ours was a journey of one intellectual surprise after the other. Well, thank God for your Sola's intriguingly consistent and ever-available class notes. Like customary law, we have shown an unquestionable adaptability to altered circumstances. We learned through a pandemic. Our versatility has been proven as unquestionable, as we have successfully transitioned from the traditional classroom to virtual classrooms. Class of 2021, despite all these highs and lows, here we are, sitting here today. Shall we hug ourselves and say to each other, congratulations? Legal Achievers, I like to think of the end of a phase as the beginning of another. It doesn't matter what grades you are graduating with today. You have closed the chapter. And all that matters is that you have successfully completed studying one of the most prestigious degrees in the world. and I dare say at one of the most esteemed universities in the world. Friends, we have crossed the first hurdle to becoming baristas and solicitors. This is, however, not an advice to be lackadaisical about our education, but it is a wake-up call to the reality that we cannot change our pasts, however big our regrets, but we can change our future. Class of 2021, I enjoin you to look ahead. The power is now in your hands to mold our futures. A wise king once said, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. Thus, we define ourselves by what we believe our capacity is. The only limitation to the future we desire is the height, the length, and the breadth of your imagination. But then, when we have shaped the right thoughts, we must accompany it with hard work and resilience. Dear friends, however this journey began for you, carry on to live your truth. It is the only life worth living. Have the courage to embrace your truth and be true to your passion, not because it will always work out, but because it will give you satisfaction and happiness. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie once said, "Writing is what I love. Had I not had the fortune of being published, I would be somewhere right now, completely unknown, possibly broke, but still writing." Legal achievers, what she means is that when you hit a wall and all your dreams seem unreachable, remember this: your story does not have to follow the traditional arc. Some will get the life of their dreams as early as a month after school, some a year, and others a decade. Never give up and embrace life. In the face of adversity, fan to flame your resilience and stay true to you. Class of 2021, I know we live in a world of temptations at a time when the pressure on our shoulders is to make money, 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 and with little or no regard for honesty and integrity. I put this to you, dear friends, that the future of our country is in our hands. We are the hope of Mother Justice, the driver behind our wheels. Thus, our decisions ought not to be random choices reached by youthful impulse. Our decisions are consequential to the future of our world. The values we count and embody as important will determine the future that we will live in and that of our generation yet unborn. Legal achievers, if there be any takeaway from this speech, I implore you to worship at the temples of honesty, integrity, truth, and kindness. We must brace ourselves up for the temptations that come from the outside world and from within us. We must from today begin to mold ourselves up in virtue, and when the test comes to choose between riches and honesty and integrity, we will stand tall and proud, having defended bravely the temple of justice. Dear friends, as we celebrate today, let us remember our daddy lecturer, Mr. Oluwalmolowo, and our fellow traveler, Odupeson Oludamilare Emmanuel. They should be in this hall today, celebrating with us. Perhaps they have. We lost them in the midst of this war. They both deserve a minute of silence. Shall we rise to our feet? Thank you very much. Again, our joyous celebration here today would never have been possible without the sacrifices of many. To our parents, we say thank you for your relentless supply of financial and emotional support. For 5 years, you took on the onerous responsibility, despite the inflationary Nigerian economy. We are forever grateful, daddies and mommies. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to our father and mother figures, our lecturers, ably led by the Dean of Law, Dr. GBADE AKINRINMADE, our daddy of jurisprudential expositions. Mars and SARS, you remained dedicated in impacting us, not just knowledge for our legal career, but also virtuous ethics and values. We cannot thank you enough. To the non-teaching staff, ably led by the faculty officer who worked behind the scenes, constantly ensuring the thriving of our beloved faculty. Certainly, your efforts do not go unnoticed, and we say thank you, sirs and ma'ams. To the alumni body of this prestigious faculty, we appreciate your constant looking back and looking in on our faculty in terms of your generous donation in cash and kind. To the Vice-Chancellor, the DVC administration, our own father, Professor C.O. Adekoya, and all other principal officers of this great university, we thank you for your unyielding zeal for a viable academic institution. Finally, to the author and finisher of our faith, the Almighty God, we return all praises and adoration to you, O Lord. Legal achievers, a Yoruba adage says, Odo ti abagbade oris. Odo ti o bagbagbe orisun, gbigbe ni yoo gbe. Meaning, the river that forgets its source will dry up. Hence, it is my greatest desire that as we leave the walls of this beloved faculty, we do not forget the sacrifices made for us by this faculty. I fervently hope we will always look back and stretch our helping hands to our beloved faculty whenever the circumstances require. Another Yoruba adage says, "Bufun mi ki n bufun ola kerenke lodo." It means, give me and I give you, is what the toad cries in the river. Thus, I pray that as we leave here today, we do not leave behind the memories we shared together. We must continue to be our brothers and sisters keepers till the end of time. Therefore, let us continue to be God sent to one another in the future and forever. Finally, class of 2021, let us remember our duties to our community, our nation, and indeed to the whole world as exalted in the core values this prestigious institution has instilled in us and simplified in the school anthem, Excellentia Humana e Pater Opor, which means the flowering of human abilities and service to fatherland must be our guiding principles. I thank everyone for listening. God bless the unique OOU Faculty of Law. God bless the OSU OOU Law alumni. God bless the great OLABISI University. God bless Ogun State, and God bless Nigeria and all Nigerians. Thank you very much.
So I think this is the most exciting VS I've witnessed since I've started witnessing VS sessions. And like DVC rightly said, the guest lecture was the best lecture in the history of the faculty. This valedictory speech is the best valedictory speech I've listened to. While the speech was going on, some distinguished members of the faculty also came in. A member of the faculty was or is a mentor. Now, this mentor is an expert in the law of contracts, is an expert in commercial law, is an expert in company law. Any aspect of business law, she's an expert. In fact, she's so good that she was invited to the prestigious Harvard University in the United States of America to undertake a course of study. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Mrs. Oluwakemi A. Ayonleya. Also in the hall is the head of department of public law. She was the erstwhile coordinator of Diploma in Law program. She is an expert in the law of evidence. She's an expert in constitutional law. She is popularly referred to as Mommy J.O. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Johnson Odusoya. Thank you very much. I would like to invite Mrs. A.K.A. Kolawole to handle the presentation of awards.
The class valedictorian. Class valedictorian. Toye. Odbayo. Okay. An award for being the class valedictorian and it's going to be presented by our guest lecturer. I'm sure she wants to take our guest lecturer as her mentor. Our guest lecturer has a mentor here and definitely she should also take her as her mentor. I wish to. I vote. Mr. Ogona. Mr. Ogona is doing the honors. All right, thank you very much.
This award goes to Ibitoye Odoayo okay. I was stunned. This is a star. I know what I'm talking about. I was there as a student, and I'm here now as a practicing lawyer. The parents of this girl, this university, who hold up to this girl, I appreciate God for your life. I present this award to you on behalf of OOU. And this certificate as the achiever of the year. Congratulations.
I have vision, I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
Mommy, they're cheating you.
Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up.
Indeed, we call the others too, the besties. The other we called them earlier on. Yusuf Rokiba, Adedamola. Mama Olori Adedenika. from Kibas Adedamola. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. Pay for the pictures. Next, Oyeso has seen that. Projectors, they are not showing them, they are showing us their faces. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. The awards for academic excellence can only be given by the head of this faculty, and that's to be given by our father of jurisprudential expositions. To have assumed that it's not will be a fallacy of what? Iconoclastical, and so the 3 awards will go to the Dean of Law. Okay. Professor Adebite will ably represent the Dean of Law. Professor Adebite is a past dean. He is an HOD, head of department, and has been passed. Don't let me start. We'll finish. Thank you very much. session 2020-2021. Achiever Stephen Samson. You must now stand up. You must now stand that he doesn't do it. Somebody has accused me that I'm biased about Samson. I call him Stephen, really. Yes, I know, I might be, but I know you can also testify that what I've said is true. Right or wrong? Thank you very much. The next category of awards is for outstanding feats. Outstanding feats. Persons who have done some other things that are not ordinarily within the contemplation of LLB, or magnify that LLB in such a way that you are wondering, is this really true? So the awards for outstanding feats will be presented by our father of the day. He's an outstanding personality, and so definitely he will know how to present outstanding feats awards. Thank you very much, Baba. The first in that category is won by Achiever Ibitoye Odunayo for accomplishing a first-class honor in the session 2020-2021 session. Law clinic, where you can get legal advice, where you can ask for intervention, where you can ask for arbitration on your behalf. And so the law clinic has chosen Stephen Samson Obiora as the best in that particular set this year, 2020-2021 session. And the head of the most outstanding chambers in the faculty. In this faculty, we have 4 chambers. Achibacholu led the Kadekoya Law Chambers, Law Chambers. And that is the best chambers in this particular session in 2020-2021. And it led them to that particular fruition. So Achibacholu you all know, nobody needs to tell you. He is the best counsel of the year. Has always been winning awards for this faculty, inside and outside the faculty, going for competitions, food courts, and what have you. Look at him. We have another item in the waiting. So many others in here too, I'm very sure. So, the best counsel award goes to Achibacholu Michael Uwode.
We the blessings of the Lord, Lord are blessed. We the blessings of the Lord. We the blessings of the Lord.
Category of award goes for meritorious service. That means, apart from other things academic, this set of students have also distinguished themselves in other fields, representing us not only in the LSS here, but also outside the faculty in the general student union government and also within the LSS. The first goes to Achiba Michael Sholaken. The award is presented by the Dean himself. Dean of Law, Meritorious Service. Achiba Michael Sholaken. Best Counsel, also Acting Chief Justice of the Student Union Government. Of the Student Union Government in the 2020-2021 session. The next is Achiba Lawal by Dean Adiola, the legal director of the total SUD government, that Student Union Government, 2020-2021 session. Now, last president. Speaker of the Law Student Society Parliamentary Council 2020-2021 session. Chief Judge, Law Student Society Judicial Council 2020-2021 session. Ushers, registry standing in the sun, welfare taking care of what you want to say, what you want to do. These students, most of them have been with us since they are 100 level. So the ceremonies committee, and they had different departments there. They sacrifice so much that sometimes they are here till 8 p.m. when we have vacations like this. They'll go home late. Sometimes we don't give them any food to eat. We don't give them transport to go back home. So that is what I call selfless. And these students merit the awards that we are giving to them today. The first is Achiva Adereni Tuwalade Abigail, the NSS president himself. Ourselves, sorry.
I will be Tia-Tivere, I will be Tia-De, I will be Tia-Tivere, I will be Tia-De, ah, go, yeah, oh, baba, go, yeah, go, yeah.
The award will be presented by the Jagaban of this faculty.
I will be Tia-Tivere, I will be Tia-De.
His Eminence, Mr. Jide Olushaki. In case you don't know. The next is, there is something about this selfless service. It keeps reverberating that most of them are best students or really good students, and still they have time to sacrifice. And so, we also have Achiva Stephen Samson Obiora. Grace is gracious. Very, very gracious. With a very high sense of duty and responsibility. I can say that again and again.
ojúlé lábàárà o.
He is a master decorator. He headed the unit publicity and decoration. Thank you very much, Lord Librarian. God bless you. The next set of awards will be presented by our Mama of Commercial, the mother of contract, and that is